had an all insurance practice. I went fully cash, fully concierge. So there was a lot of moving factors, but it was all on my back end. And so I did literally everything. But I kept hitting ceilings and I couldn't figure out how to move past that ceiling with all the burden that was on my shoulders. Nona talks a lot about this. She talks about like emotional addictions and how they keep you in your current like dynamic in your current space. And I hadn't realized I practice a lot of self-awareness, which I think is a great attribute as a leader. But I hadn't dug deep enough to really figure that emotional addiction out. And so mine was really unworthiness. Unworthiness that I could do it, unworthiness that money could be abundant to me, unworthiness that like I could really have $1 million practice, that I unworthiness that it wasn't all on my shoulders, that it's definitely more abundant when it comes to money. And I love that. Like for me, like I love the money, bring it on. And I know we shouldn't talk about those types of things, but I want to have an incredible life. I want to have an associate. And that's going to gain me the free time. So I'm kind of doing a lot of implementation right now that I think is going to get me that access to that free time here soon. It's like some people are movers. I'm a mover. I take immediate action, everything. But I think one of the hard things is when you are a person who moves, um, it's hard to see the wins. So you constantly beat yourself down, going back to that unworthiness, like it's not good enough, it's not good enough. So I think it's been nice to look back on the journey and be like, oh my gosh, it's been 4 months and I'm kicking ass. Am I allowed to say that? I think my biggest shift since joining the mastermind is really like the ideology that I can do it. I am fully capable, but that it doesn't have to be me. I can delegate. I can do systems and implementation to be bigger and better and have the life I've always wanted. And I think it's really important to say that, especially as a woman, because there's a lot of ceilings as a woman that we create in our head as motherhood, as a CEO, as an owner, the responsibility of being a wife. I think it's really important to know that like it's not like some like, yeah, it's all on me, this me now woman movement thing, but I do think it's important to know that you are capable. And that's been a big thing for me. Definitely my mindset is number one win because that kind of is like the umbrella of everything below. My number two shift definitely be profitability and monies. My third shift would be implementation and protocols. What I love about Nona's class and the highlight for it is really, especially being a Gemini, it's the two things in opposition, and or I shouldn't say opposition, it's the two things. It's the spirituality of what it is and gaining that authority and understanding your identity and bridging the gap between actionable steps. And I think you need to actually have both to get where you need to be, right? So focused on just doing one thing and not having the identity will put you in a crisis, but then having the identity but not having the implementation will still put you in a crisis. If I hadn't joined the mastermind, I think I'd probably be sobbing on the floor, wondering if I was ever going to make it. And probably, I don't know, maybe even shutting my doors out of just complete exhaustion, not because I couldn't do it, because I just couldn't handle it anymore. Nona has this beautiful way of making you feel authentic. And if that's something that you're looking for, if you're looking for someone to just be there both spiritually and also effortlessly in protocols, and action items, then this is the mastermind for you. She knows what she's doing. She's gonna dig into you, but you have to be ready to do the work. And I think if that's what you want to do and you're looking for a shift, if you're looking for a larger, bigger, better life, this is it.